market goes to a lot of different places and ultimately ends up nowhere. So we're at the upper end of the range right now. So when I'm looking at risk assumption on my part, and I'm looking at communication services, I've got Facebook, which has a beta of 1.31. I've got Alphabet, which has a beta of 1.31, or I can own a Disney, or I can own a Verizon, which has a beta of less than 0.80. And that's the direction I'm willing to take right now, because last week I stepped in, I bought the SMH.
Quality over high beta. That's sort of the argument that you
exactly. And the SMH was enough for me. That's enough risk for me to step, because I don't have the confidence yet, to borrow your term yesterday, on the unpredictability of the headlines that I could see we're going to take out, let's say, the highs for the year and advance above 3,000. We do that, I'm completely wrong. Pete is right. Facebook's the place to be. Netflix is the place to be. All the FANG names, high momentum.
Not all the FANG.
Well, the momentum names, they are going to be the moonshots.
So the chips are up 9.5% in a week, okay, in and of itself. Some of the other tech stocks that have rallied, AMD's up 19%, Applied Materials nearly 15, NVIDIA 13, Lam 12, Broadcom 12, Cisco 11, Skyworks 10. Pretty nice gains, Doc.
And a lot of those have things that are inside of most cellular devices and or computers, of course, and that's a great place to be. I talked, Scott, about the big sell-off that we saw, and I thought overdone in Facebook, for instance, when it was out there on a Sunday evening that the DOJ was going to be taking a hard look at them, maybe even antitrust.
Yeah.
Facebook fell from about 180 to 161 that Monday. That sell-off, that bloodbath, $19. That was very, very significant. We thought into well oversold territory. It is now back today. It almost touched 180. It was an unusual activity that we had last week in weekly options. That stock surged all the way back. It's still up 3 today. It was up 5 at one point. So there's obviously money that is willing to go into these on those steep sell-offs, Scott. Same thing happened in Apple when it fell from 178 to 170. That's from Friday to Monday just a week ago. Now 195. So, I mean, I think that's pretty clear that even on days when the market's not really holding so well here today, we've got money being committed. I mean, the Dow was up triple
Dow's
digits.
gone negative.
Hey, can I push back for 1 second what Joe was saying as well? Quality with beta. What's wrong with that trade? I don't understand. There are quality names out there that do have beta. So I still see those as the great opportunities. And by the way, we always talk about this. When you get those pushes to the downside,
what's a quality name with a lot of
I'll give you one right now, Facebook. Facebook, that's not a pretty high beta, right? I mean, you just talked about it. Wow, I love that name, and I look at the quality. You look at the cash flows. You look at where their different verticals are right now. That is a name that I would say is quality, and the more regulations that go at Facebook, how much does that make them that much better of a moat around what they've created?
Does it bother you that the company has basically gone nowhere in the last 12 months?
But that's not the way I view things, Joe. And I see, I know today there's somebody, we've got somebody, one of the analysts out there saying, hey, it's only up 2% since last September. Really? Is that the way you look at this stock? Or do you look at this stock like we talk about every single day on this desk, where it gets sold off and that creates what? Opportunity.
But
when you get those sell-offs.
Not every sell-off, Pete, creates opportunity equally.
You're right. But if it's a quality name, it does.
Yeah, but
if you own a moat, it does.
There are a lot of issues around Facebook.
I mean, from July to December, that sell-off never was a good opportunity until December 24th. It was basically
and you don't have to buy the bottom. You don't have to buy the bottom in Apple when it goes down. By the way, isn't that a quality name? I think we'd all agree on that.